So I want to take every single Saturday just to like talk about my week and everything, just to document my life. So basically imagine like there is 52 weeks in a year. So that's like 52 videos every single week without fail, just talking about like, my week and my progress, whether it be in business or whatever it may be. And basically, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So first off, the first things I really want to talk about is, like I was always looking for, what do I call it, knowledge outside of myself. Now, yes, we as babies, right? We learn from other people, we learn how to speak from other people. We build our worldviews based on our parents and based on what other people tell us. But it's becoming so much, I think it's becoming almost like a poison now, where literally everything, like sometimes, let's say like I fall into bad habits, or like I make a mistake or something, I will always go like searching up on YouTube like it has the answer, when sometimes the answer is just like brutal hard work, or the answer is just like do what your brain is telling you. Most times your gut is correct, and like you'd rather go on the internet and try and like find out what other people are, their opinion on it, when you should be following your own opinion. And what that does is make you a dependent person, and it removes the independent thought process that you have, and then it makes you more like a fool, to be honest, and you're not that smart. That's basically what I've been doing for like the longest while now. I'm literally using everyone else's opinions and mindset to, explain myself, instead of using my own philosophy. Now, yes, it's good to learn from other people, but the way I see it is like, if you're always relying on other people, thought process to think for yourself, then you can never be a genius. That's one thing, because geniuses, first off, they have their own thought process, right? They actually think on their own a lot. And also, you'll never be innovative. You'll always be second, right? If that's how you kind of think, like you're always trying to, and you'll never have something that is original, basically, because you're always living, in analogy rather than in first principles. And that's what I would do a lot. So first principle is basically, breaking something down to its core and kind of explaining it that way and thinking of it that way. So, maybe let's say, giving a quick example, maybe I fall into bad habits, right? And I'm not fully disciplined. Then I search up on YouTube how to be more disciplined, right? Thinking that some David Goggins video might have the secret or something. There is no secret, and I will never find it. If you follow your own advice, you would be so much more successful. Yeah, like if you followed your own advice from birth, I think you'd be so much more successful. Like your brain knows when you're acting out of BS, when you could push harder and you're not doing it. And like, a lot of the times, and this is just for me, guys, like basically that's the things I need to hear every single day, because if I'm not, actually like pushing hard, I'm like searching up on YouTube looking for something, when I know it's just taking action and I'm actually wasting more time. So it's almost like mental masturbation. That's basically what people call it. Like you're looking for things on the internet and actually watching self-improvement videos or business videos or motivational videos, thinking that it will help you, when you're just escaping the hard work, basically, right? Because you're too scared to do it. Yeah, so that's the first thing I want to talk about. And basically what that means is like I literally deleted YouTube, because there is no reason for me to be on YouTube Shorts. That's the first thing. Like that is just an outright bad habit. Yeah, the next one is watching YouTube videos, self-improvement videos and stuff. I don't want to watch anything unless it's directly correlating to my business or something that I need to learn for, like maybe sports or something, whatever it might be, or like nutrition or health wise or whatever, right? I'm not watching anything apart from my brain has a question, I need to search it up, basically, right? But if I know the answer deep down, I obviously won't search it up. So that's the first thing. Like literally just I deleted YouTube, and there's an app called Y Music, and basically that app, it's literally so much better than YouTube. So basically what I'm gonna do is just show you how it looks. It's like super good. Watch this. Literally later, it literally has like YouTube and everything, and you see how it is. Like it's so much better than the YouTube that we use. It has no YouTube Shorts. UI Music, you could search it up on Chrome, use it, and that's what I'm using as my YouTube instead of like the actual YouTube app, because the YouTube app is so much more addictive and stuff, and it has YouTube Shorts on the home page and everything, and they sometimes redirect you to the Shorts page immediately, so it could be super addictive. And I use also the YouTube Studio, basically, right? So I could reply to comments and stuff, so I don't need to have the YouTube app whatsoever. And for Instagram, what I do, since I use it for my messages, I don't scroll on it whatsoever. And if I ever need to scroll for my clients' work and stuff, I would use a timer. I think using a timer, if you need to like scroll on social media for like your business or whatever it may be, it's best to use a timer and stop when the timer is up. Right now, if you just doom scrolling and for a timer, that's obviously wrong. So that's the first thing. The second thing, guys, is like I rose my prices. So like it was crazy, right? And I just signed a client just a while ago for 497 USD. And basically, guys, like one thing I would say, before I even go into that, let's say anyone even reaches to this part of the video and like you hear me say I signed a client and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this guy is doing so good, he's only 17 and I'm maybe older than him and I'm not making that amount of money. Like that's the same thing that goes through my head, right? Like literally I feel like a loser every time. So if you ever think like, I'm some winner and like I'm in front of you in life and you're behind, never think that. Like I'm being so honest. I look at guys who's 14-year-olds, like making a ton of money, more followers than me, they look better than me, they have more money than me, they have a better life than me and everything. And I don't come from a rich family, so like they have better families and everything, right? So basically for me to compare those guys, they would beat me in every single realm, right? Like literally all the things that I love, sports, there's younger guys who's better than me, right? Like literally, let me give you a quick example. So Lamine Yamal, he's like my age, right? Literally he's 1 month younger than me, well 1 month older than me, sorry, right? 1 month older than me. Like literally I think it's almost an exactly 1 month older than me, but you could see that he's obviously 27 million followers or something, right? And I only have like what, 100. Yeah, so he's basically way exponentially richer than me, more famous and everything, right? And these are guys I just can't compete with. Like it's good to be motivated by them, but guess how I would feel, right? I would be depressed if I go on his page. Like I've done it already, right? And being super depressed because I see people who's just doing so much better than me on social media. That's why I think it's just a thing not to ever like compare yourself with anyone, right? Let me give another example. So there's a guy called Daniel Beaton. He's 17 years old, same age, I think same year, he's born in 2007, right? Just like me. And basically he's making what, $1 million every single month. I wouldn't even say how much I'm making, but definitely I'm not making $1 million a month, right? I'm not even making 100K. I'm not making $50,000 a month. So he's way ahead of me, way ahead of many other guys, right? When you're making $1 million a month, that's a lot of money. Yeah. So basically for me to compete with those guys, it's crazy, right? So what did I do to kind of like cut out that entire bad habit? What did I do? It was simple. It was super simple. All I did was I said, I'm gonna compare myself to the highest version of myself. Because guess what? If the highest version of yourself you became them, you would be super happy. That's number one. Now let's say you're a super ambitious guy and you want to crush every other man and you want to be number one, which kind of like that's what every guy wants to do basically, right? Then think of your future self, or not just your future self, but your higher self as the guy who's on top, and then compare yourself to him. So you will never really feel depressed. Well, you'd feel more motivated than depressed, because that is almost like, it's unhealthy comparison when you compare yourself to people like that. But if you compare yourself to your higher self, right, you will never feel depressed. You would only feel motivated. You will only feel more driven to become like him. So whatever it is, maybe your future self is like, a millionaire, right? Maybe $100 million or something like that, right? Basically compare yourself to him rather than those teenagers, or rather than those guys, those 20-year-olds, making a bunch of money and they have the life that you want. Yeah, so basically that's what I did. I was like, if my higher self is better than the current self right now, then it's better for me to compare myself. I'm comparing myself to someone who's higher than them, basically. Yeah, that's the best way to see it. Yeah, so that kind of like cut out all the thing of like, me comparing myself, and you still comparing yourself to someone, but you're doing it in an unhealthy manner, right? So that's the first thing. The next thing is I raised my prices. So basically I just signed, as I said, a client a while ago, and basically guys, I raised my prices. So basically my price is what? Well, no, I didn't raise my prices. I started off, so I got into the sales call, and when I got to the pricing part, I would normally show the lower price first. So basically all I did was show the higher price first, right? And then, the guy said, he's gonna go for the higher price. And I was like, oh my gosh, bro. Now, obviously, I won't be on the call like, oh my gosh, because like, the thing is like, I spend a lot of money on myself. So like, it's not like, I wouldn't feel like someone is gonna give me 1,000 US, right? Like it's not like crazy to me anymore. And it's not because, you know, I've made a bunch, it's because I've spent a bunch on myself. So I understand what it is like to, you know, give someone money so I can receive money back from someone because I've done it myself. So basically it's like that. And yeah, what I'm saying is just like, you know, a little business advice. Show your higher prices first, and then you could kind of like downsell there. And the person would normally say like, oh my gosh, I'm getting a big discount. So they would normally go for the lower price. So that's basically it, guys. And you know, like, yeah, I signed the client today, and you know, the last thing I know I just want to leave with is, you know, I'm not really searching up on YouTube or any other place for, you know, the answer anymore. I'm not gonna search up on it. Social media is so addictive and stupid. I think it's super stupid, bro, because like what it's doing is trying to, like, you know, it's sending us crazy. First of all, it's making us depressed and everything, and then secondly, it's making us stupid. We can't even think on our own. We can't use our own brains, right? Because we're always relying on somebody else's worldview, right? Like we're letting other people literally form our worldview, right? Like I even like Alex Emozi, but then again, I'm not Alex Emozi, right? Like literally everything, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm literally thinking like the same exact guy. No, I need to be myself. I can't think like him, right? I need to think like myself. I don't care who, even it's Elon Musk, it's, you know, Jeff Bezos, if it's like the best, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo, it could be anyone. It doesn't matter. You need to think like yourself. Yes, you could take mental models from people, but when you start almost like, you know, literally relying on them as your brain, then that's where like you will never be thinking from first principles, and you start literally thinking from an analogy. And a guy who thinks from first principles, who actually breaks something down to its smallest components and actually build up from there. Let me give a quick example. So like Elon Musk, when he was building the rockets, he basically broke it down into the smallest components, built his own rockets instead of buying from someone else, right? And spending like millions of dollars. So like he saved a bunch of money basically instead of buying rockets, and he made his own, which he had to think from first principles to make it himself, and then he saved a bunch of money, right? Which he could have, you know, crashed rockets, or like, you know, literally test rockets with less risk involved. So basically that's, you know, what I'm thinking of. Like, and the thing is, like, if you literally, you know, using other people's worldview or mind frames for your own mindset, then the thing about it is like the entire world become boring, right? We are humans, and we need to think differently and independently of each other. So basically that's what I'm going to be doing every single Saturday. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to speak, and I'm just going to do whatever, and I will name the video like, you know, the main topic it was. And the main topic I think today was basically social media is just freaking bad. Like it's bad, and I think, you know, if you're on it, you should get off it, right? Like literally don't be on it anymore. The things like from 2020, that's when I think like my entire life started like changing. Like 2020 like and beyond, like 2019, my life was feeling really good, right? Before that, like, you know, life felt beautiful, right? I had other problems then, but still it felt better. After, like, you know, 2020, that's when devices and everything came, and it literally messed up everything, right? So I think, guys, like, if you're on social media and you're comparing yourself to kids, you're not alone, because I feel just like it. I feel like a complete loser, and guess what? In every part of life, you'll always feel like a loser, because there's always someone above you. You could never be number one in every single realm. You might be maybe the richest guy on earth, but you're not the most handsome. You might be the most handsome, but you're not the richest. You might be the most athletic, but you're not the richest, right? There's always someone in some facets of life who's better than you. Yeah, you might be the, you know, the richest and you know, the strongest and like the baddest, but then you're not the happiest. There's the happy, you know, a happy monk who's maybe like disciplined, or like the guy with his family and stuff, and you don't have that. Yeah, so it's always kind of like, you know, they say green on the other side, or whatever they call it, right? So it always looks greener. Yeah, it always looks greener on the other side, but it's more just focusing on your own journey. I think that's the best way to even look at it, because you know, you could get some raw motivation by looking at others and tracking down your competitors, but then all it comes down to is literally just becoming your higher self, right? Because if your higher self is better than them, then chase your higher self than chasing someone right now. Yeah, so that's basically, guys. I really appreciate your time, and I'm gonna continue doing this every single Saturday. It's not that hard for me to do. I just put down the camera and talk. So basically, I will see you next week, and take care.